Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first meeting of the Special Legislative Study Commission to evaluate and provide recommendations on mandated safety protocols for the Rhode Island schools. I'm Representative Jennifer Boylan, and I will now call this meeting to order. And at this time, I'm going to hand the meeting over to Director of House Policy, Ms. Lynn Urbani.
There we go. Can you all hear me? Thank you. Welcome. I'd also like to welcome you. I do work for the Speaker of the House, and he's very excited to have everyone here, and please come in, especially in this very warm weather. We do appreciate you all driving in. We're trying to accommodate the heat in the building. It's a little tough. It's very uneven with it being an old building, but nonetheless, I think by having the shades drawn and the windows closed, hopefully you still feel comfortable. And we're trying to hydrate you with some water, so please, if you need more, don't be shy. We're here to help you. As you're aware, you have been appointed to serve on this House Commission at the behest of the Rhode Island General Assembly. And I'd like to begin by confirming that you all are here as a volunteer, for which there is no compensation, but that it is important to carry out the purpose of the commission, which Representative Boylan will be going over with you, that is defined in the resolution. The Commission is expected to report back to the General Assembly, especially to the House of Representatives. It'll be on or before February 28th. That is a flexible date. We like to have them in legislation, but certainly as the Commission undertakes their work, it could be longer. It might even be shorter, but most often it could be a bit longer. Once you start dissecting the multitude of issues, you may find that this will need to have more meetings, certainly more discussion, maybe more guests to present and to inform. So we welcome that. The commission is set to expire in April, but again, depending on the work of the group, you all will help us decide what your preference is as far as the continued work or ceasing in April. So at this time, if I could just have a head nod or a hand raise that you all are here of your own volition and that you're here to volunteer. So I see everyone. Is there anyone not comfortable? Wonderful. Thank you very much for all accepting. So the first order of business today is more procedural, but it is the nomination of a chairperson for the commission. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to nominate the chair. Yes, Chair McNamara.
Yes, thank you, Madam Director. At this time, I would like to nominate Representative Boylan of Barrington and East Providence for the position of committee chair. I'll make that nomination.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Representative Stewart. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Great. Representative Boylan, congratulations as the chair. I will now turn the meeting over to Chair Boylan, who will actually now tend to the nomination of vice chair and then the remaining issues on the agenda. Really looking forward to working with you all. This is such an important subject, and I think it's a wonderful cross-representation of intellect, experience, and your knowledge, which will be very helpful for the Assembly to actually come together and determine what, if any, next steps should include. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So next on the agenda is the nomination and election of the vice chair for this commission. And I would like to nominate Representative Joe McNamara to serve as vice chair. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor of Representative McNamara serving as vice chair, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Excellent. Representative McNamara is elected vice chair. Okay, so next on our agenda is the introduction of the members of this commission. And we're going to take a little bit of time to introduce ourselves. And I'm going to start things off. My name is Jennifer Boylan. I'm the state rep for District 66, which covers half of Barrington and most of Riverside. Outside of my role as state rep, I am the director of operations for Packet Logics, which is a company that does IT and cybersecurity. I'm the parent of 2 boys. One is a college student, and one is in high school. When the Sandy Hook shooting happened, my eldest son was in the 4th grade, and I was a volunteer parent in his classroom during the very first post-Sandy Hook school lockdown drill. Kids today are often known as the lockdown generation. They have never known a time when they did not do lockdown drills in their schools. I introduced the legislation for this commission after hearing from many students and staff about their experiences with lockdown drills as well as swatting events. So this issue has been top of mind for me as a parent ever since Sandy Hook. Next I'd like to move to Vice Chair McNamara and ask him to do a brief introduction and maybe a statement about your interest in this commission.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Joe McNamara, State Representative from Warwick and part of Cranston, the Edgewood and Patuxent Village section of Cranston. I am a retired educator, both a high school teacher in Pawtucket at Shea High School for 22 years, was in central administration and founder of a public alternative school that was located in the Pawtucket Savings and Trust on Main Street. I have a lot of experience with lockdowns, evacuation drills, and have been through hundreds and hundreds of fire drills. So I have a great interest in this legislation, and I also authored our state's safety protocol legislation and emergency response education. So I look forward to working with everyone on this commission. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Let's go around the room, and I think for ease, maybe could we start over on this end? And let me just tell people that the way these microphones work, you have to push the button hard, and when the little red light is on, that means it's on. And if the red light is not on, no one can hear you.
Sounds
So
great.
go ahead. Thank you.
My name is Michael Hassel. I'm the president of the Rhode Island Principals Association. I'm also the proud principal of Scituate High School, and this is my 10th year as an administrator, and I'm grateful for the opportunity for this very important work. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Jennifer Alajanian. I'm here representing the Rhode Island Association of School Social Workers. I'm a clinical school social worker in Warwick. I've been at Tollgate High School for about 20 years, and I've been a clinical social worker for 32 years. I'm really honored to represent school social workers and our perspective on what goes on in the schools every day.
Hi, my name's Amy Mullen. I'm the Vice President of NEA Rhode Island. I'm also an elementary math interventionist. Prior to that, I spent 27 years as an elementary special educator in Tiverton. I live in Portsmouth. I have 3 children. One is in college, one is in middle school, and one is finding himself. I started teaching in the days before lockdowns when school doors were left open. And now, we have fire drills, lockdowns, intruder alerts. And I think it's important to consider not only what goes on in our high schools, but also elementary schools, because those are often the first experiences our students have with lockdown drills. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here and share the experiences of elementary students and elementary teachers across Rhode Island. So thank you for the opportunity.
Good afternoon. My name is Nicholas Ravello, and I am the representative for the Rhode Island State Police. I am a 19-year veteran of the Rhode Island State Police and currently hold the rank of lieutenant. I am assigned to our training academy. I am also the tactical team commander and one of our active threat trainers. I am also the proud father of 2 children. I go to Cumberland Public Schools. One is in high school and one is in middle school. Thank you very much for the invitation to join the group.
Good afternoon. Scott Cattell, I am the president of the Rhode Island Association of Fire Chiefs. I've been a member of the fire service for 38 years, 35 serving the town of North Kingstown proudly. I also serve as the chairman of the Rhode Island Fire Education and Training Coordinating Board. Asked to serve on this commission to provide insight from the fire service on any potential changes. My concern relates to the children, how they're trained and educated for fire and active shooter events. I look forward to working with everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Frank Flynn. I'm the president of the Rhode Island Federation of Teachers and Health Professionals. I was a 34-year special education teacher in the city of Cranston, and I'm a parent of 3 adult children and have 7 grandchildren between 9 and 3 years old. So this is very important work for me right now. As we all know, that health and safety of our students and staff are of utmost importance, and that's why I think this is a very timely and important committee. So thank you for the opportunity.
Good evening. I'm Representative David Place. I represent Burwell and Gloucester. I guess for this committee, I'm the father of a 23-year-old college-age child who was, I think, in 6th grade when Sandy Hook took place. And I'm also the father of a 3-year-old and 1.5-year-old child who will, good chance be experiencing these things here in a couple of years. So that's my role here. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Representative Jennifer Stewart. I represent the 59th House District in Pawtucket. That includes the neighborhoods of Woodlawn and Oak Hill. Outside of my work at the State House, I'm starting my 17th year teaching history and political science in the upper school at Moses Brown School, an independent school located in Providence. And I'm interested in the work of this committee and grateful to serve on it because, I, along with my colleagues and the students we teach, experience the regulations that are in place for the state. And really, I'm here out of care for my fellow teachers, public and independent, and out of care for the students we all teach.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andy Andrade from the Rhode Island Department of Education. I have one of the longest titles in state government, which is the Special Assistant to the Commissioner for Legislative Relations. Anyway, I have 4 children, very proud, one more than Frank, I think, right? But he has many more grandchildren than I do. One of the things that I do at RIDE is the EMA representative, and I'm also very proud with our leader, Nick, to be on the Rhode Island School Safety Committee. In my years at RIDE, I've been very, very proud to be part of that committee, and I've been involved for many years, pretty much anything that's happened in the State House with school safety, working with leaders like Rep. McNamara, for instance. I've been a real pleasure to work on legislation, and I'd like to continue to do that through this committee. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Lawrence Filippelli. I'm the superintendent of schools in Lincoln. I'm also the vice president of the Rhode Island School Superintendents Association. I'm their representative on this committee, so thank you for having us and letting us be represented. I've been involved in school safety in Rhode Island for 20 years, been an educator in Rhode Island for 25 years, with 22 of those being a administrator, 14 years as a central office administrator, and this is my 7th year as superintendent. Also sit on the Sentry Group board, which is a Department of Homeland Security funded group out of Northeastern University. And I work closely with first responders throughout the state to craft current and future legislation. And I also sit on the Rhode Island School Safety Committee for the last 14 years with Nick Ravello and of course, Andy. And I teach crisis response and school safety in my courses at Providence College. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kevin Lynch, and I'm the Chief of Police in Bristol, Rhode Island. And I also serve as the President of the Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association. And I'm the proud father of a public school teacher. My daughter Sienna just started her first week at Rogers High School. And my wife Lynn is a Cranston school teacher at Weston Hills Middle School. So school safety is paramount in my family, in my household. And every police officer that watches this event knows that everything that the association has done, and my mantra has been around school safety. In 2022, I hope to also bring forward and let people know that might be watching is that the Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association takes school safety extremely serious. Last year, we put together a comprehensive protocol for all police chiefs to work with their superintendents. And that policy is in the hands of all of our chiefs and all of our superintendents. And we broke it down also into a checklist. And I'm also grateful for the work of Director Pappas at EMA. One of the goals that I set as president this year was to establish a statewide policy on how we would respond. How is the 39 cities and towns and the Rhode Island State Police going to respond for that call of help from a certain jurisdiction? So I'm pleased to report, and I will provide all of this information to the committee members, that the state currently has, and I thank the Governor McKee for his leadership on this, an RFP. So we have an RFP out to a vendor to put together a comprehensive school response for an active shooter. So there are some wheels in motion in state government, and I hope to shepherd those projects through with the state and do what we can as police officers to provide the safest environment for our children. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ed Troiano. I am the Attorney General's representative on the Commission. I currently serve as Chief of Investigations for the Attorney General. I also run his BCI unit. Prior to that, I was a special agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms in the federal government for 25 years before retiring. While there, I served for several years on their tactical unit. I raised 3 sons that all went through Barrington Public School, and I also had the opportunity, while my sons were there, to mentor numerous kids there, as well as to coordinate with the superintendent there on school safety in the Barrington school system. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Millie Piper. I'm a junior in high school at Mount Hope High School in Bristol, and I'm here representing all Rhode Island students. I've been doing lockdown drills, evacuation drills, fire drills since I was in kindergarten. It's always been the norm for me. Like someone else said, we are, the lockdown generation. It's always been the norm for me, but, it always is a concern. So I'm very happy to be here representing all Rhode Island students, elementary, middle, and high school. And I'm very excited to be on this commission. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. My goal in naming so many people to this commission was I wanted to have all the right people in the room, and I think we've got all the right people in the room. A couple absents, but it's a great group, and I appreciate everyone serving on this commission. Okay, next item is to discuss the resolution and just review it. You all should have a copy of this in front of you, the resolution. The commission has the following purpose: to determine what changes, if any, need to be made to Rhode Island General Law 1621-4 in light of the national landscape of school shootings, as well as the recent swatting events which affected many districts in our state. This study shall include, but not be limited to, the evaluation of, I'm going to list several items. Should the number of drills dictated in Rhode Island 1621-4 be changed? And if so, what should it be changed to? Whether lockdown drills during school hours should include simulations that mimic an actual incident. Should parents have advance notice of lockdown drills? Currently, as far as I'm aware, there's no requirement for a notice of the exact time and date of a lockdown drill. Should lockdown drills be announced to students and educators prior to their start? Should schools create age and developmentally appropriate lockdown drill content with the involvement of school personnel, including school-based mental health professionals? Should schools couple drills as well as lockdown events with a trauma-informed approach to address students' well-being, both during the drills and over a sustained period? And if so, how can that approach be implemented? During actual lockdown events, and by that I mean not a drill, an actual lockdown, what enforcements are necessary so that personnel do not ignore the lockdown? During actual lockdown events, should an evacuation option be available to students? Should the frequency of mandatory emergency egress drills, which are the fire drills, be changed from once a month to some reduced number of drills per academic school year? As anecdotal information I've heard is that these drills, the alarms going off, can be traumatizing to certain populations of students. Are there any additional steps that school administrators can take to minimize trauma around the drills as well as lockdown events? So please note that the focus of this commission is rather narrow. It does not address the broader issue of all the things under school security. This commission is focused on the section of the law 1621-4, fire evacuation and lockdown drills, how the drills are conducted. Plus, I have added the issue of lockdown events to this category, to this topic, like the swatting events, as very fundamentally related. And so in front of you, in addition to a copy of the resolution, you have a copy of the Rhode Island general law that's at issue, 1621-4. So I guess at this time, does anyone have any particular specific additions to this list of topics for this commission to address? Okay, I hear none. Oh, Chair, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As an administrator and as also a parent and someone that's experienced, and I just saw this on the news the other day with a recently publicized lockdown of a Rhode Island public high school, the issue, a big issue for me, and I've really seen it, I know high school administrators can relate to this, locking down a school on a suspected weapon in the building, and I believe protocols should include directions to parents. In one situation that I was involved in, we locked the school down. There were 200 parents storming the school. It involved getting every police officer on duty during that period to the school. I think we have to educate parents as to the dangers of them going to school en masse and furthering a potentially very dangerous situation. And it's something that is reoccurring that I believe we could address. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, if I might.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I would concur with that statement and logic, having been part of a bomb scare in my last district and managing parent concerns, which are many and justified. It would be good to include some legislation or direction that school departments should be giving to parents for them to follow when events like this or even drills like this are going on. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? And I don't mean to put people on the spot. If something comes to you later, please come to me with it.
One quick thing.
Sure.
One of the things that is mentioned in here talks about having emergency drills conducted every month. And the reason for that was that there were some, not many, but some that waited till the end of the year. They did them all at once, which is very counterproductive. And that's the reason we changed the legislation to spread it out so that students would be, it would be consistency there as opposed to doing it on the front end and the back end. I just wanted to make that clear so everyone knows that.
Okay. Thank you for that. I did not know the history of why that was done that way. Okay, I'm going to go to the next item on our agenda, and I want to talk just a little bit about getting input from all of you about future meetings of this commission. My idea is to have people with relevant expertise present to this commission their perspective on all these issues that we've outlined. We might also discuss relevant research or reports that are coming to us from outside of Rhode Island. And if anyone has any thoughts or comments on particular people with particular expertise who are not sitting around the table with us today that should be perhaps invited to present to us, I would like to know any suggestions. And again, if you think of something at a later time, I'm happy to receive that information from each of you. I have my own laundry list of resources that I've been studying and that I would like to share with this group. But if someone has something in particular, please bring it to my attention. Okay, I'm going to move to the next item on the agenda is discussing our next meeting date. Roughly, this commission will meet monthly, but I think we're going to have 2 meetings in the month of October. And right now, I'm looking at the next meeting date of either Tuesday, October 10th or Wednesday, October 11th. I know 2 people have problems with the Wednesday date. Is Tuesday the 10th an acceptable day for most? I'm guessing there's probably not a world in which everyone can make every meeting. However, I'm hopeful that as you can make it, we could do Tuesday, October 10th, the next meeting.
4 p.m.?
4 p.m. Yes, every meeting will be after school, 4 p.m. Okay, that's going to be the date. Great. My thought for the next meeting, it's not fully solidified yet, but I'm thinking that I would like to have some presenters that are people on the ground in schools. Stakeholders like maybe psychologists, social workers, principals, teachers, students, people in the schools going about the business of what schools do. As sort of the theme for the next meeting. So I want to mention another thing about where the documents and resources for this commission will live. We have a website for the study commission, and it's at www.rilegislature.gov. And if you go to that main website, you will see top center. There's a link called Commissions, right top center. And when you click on that, on the left, you will see House Commission. And under there, you'll see something called Safety Protocols for Schools. And if you click there, you will see any relevant documents that are cited in this commission. And for example, for today, I am going to ask that today's notification about the meeting be posted there with the agenda. and the two documents that are in front of you, the resolution be posted there for reference, as well as a copy of Rhode Island General Law 1621-4 for ease of reference, and anything subsequent that this commission takes up and reviews will be posted there. So you don't have to print it all out, you'll be able to have it at your desktop for ease of reference. And then that brings us to the final agenda today, which is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn? Thank you. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.